guys, this is going to be a message for twin flames and soulmate energies, whatever you resonate, okay, with at the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and tune into the energies of both the masculine and feminine energies within us. So you might find that you either resonate with the masculine or feminine, regardless of what you identify yourself with. I hate to like only say, which is why I can't stand these type of like ideologies, like where it's like so fixed and everything is so structured. It doesn't make sense, because it's like, how can you call yourself, just because you're a female doesn't mean that you only carry feminine energy. It can switch at any time. So that's kind of why you get confused, because it's like the masculine energy can sometimes resonate with you, or the feminine, if you more identify yourself as masculine, sometimes it will resonate with you too. So you can't always call yourself feminine or masculine all the time. So the feminine is meant to be the Isis energy, which is the nurturing, receptive energy. So that can be males sometimes too. They can switch off at any time. The Osirian energy represents the masculine energy, obviously. So I've tuned into both of those energies. This is a spread that I created about 2 years ago for, you know, connections, divine partnerships and connections, because at the time, I don't really talk about my so-called twin flame journey. I don't talk about it often. It might be beneficial, I guess, to talk about it every now and then. But at the time when I first started my YouTube channel, I was going through a very intense time with my quote-unquote twin flame journey. And with the person at the time, my so-called twin flame, we have a very strong connection to past lives in Egypt, and mainly the Osiris and Isis story, and their brother Seth. Actually, my twin would be so-called twin. I hate calling people my twin. I'm kind of out of that whole thing. But the person that I associated as my twin, actually, it holds a lot of that Set energy. And you would call that, I guess, like a false twin vibe, or like, you know, an evil third party energy. Because the other, it was a person that I had met before I had met my twin. Was a Libra guy, and total Osiris energy, especially in the past life. Not saying that either of these people are obviously my end-all be-all. These are experiences, and these connections are very, very important to who I was and who I am even still. So I hold a lot of love and a lot of like appreciation for the both of them, and gratitude for even encountering these two. And I always say that I always attract the same type of energies all the time. Like, I'll attract these Libras all the time. I'll attract these fire signs all the time, and both of them, one is a Libra and the other is a Sagittarius. So it's like this vibe. It's so weird. And the past life energy, I knew nothing at the time that I was going through these connections. I knew nothing about Isis and Osiris story per se. I knew of them. I didn't know their story like that, and brother Set and all of that. I knew little bits and pieces. I think as a child, like hearing about Egypt, you know, I only knew certain bits and pieces of the stories and whatnot. But when I got into my journey, the more it started unfolding, and it just seemed like that type of story. And the past life that I had with these two was so telling. It was so weird. You would think that the Libra person would be the one that I would say was my twin, but I had a lot of experiences with the Sagittarius that are very weird. And even if it's not that, it was a lot of releasing and healing, and I'm grateful for the both of them for even encountering either of them. But anyway, so I just want to do an update on the healing message. That's just a little bit of a backstory as to why I created this spread, and to find out what needs to be healed in this lifetime at this time that you're watching this. And as far as the other person, where they stand with the connection and what needs to be healed within them. So, and the energy that oversees all of this. Okay? So, where I'm at right now, I'm just going to be like kind of open and with my situation and my journey. So, me and the Sagittarius, we don't talk anymore. I'm kind of out of the whole twin flame situation, that type of thing. I feel like it's very karmic for some people. Not everybody wants to accept that and embrace that. And it's not to say that this person whom you had the journey with and those experience with were not, you know, someone that you could be with. Not saying that. But for me and this person are not going to be together. It's just not what it's meant to be. It's not meant to work. I don't believe it's meant to work in this lifetime. But where I'm at with this Sagittarius is I'm at the point where I'm ready to move on and I'm ready to heal. And I appreciate the experience that the connection gave me. It has helped me immensely. Like I said, I wouldn't even be doing YouTube videos if it hadn't been for that connection. I would never have started this YouTube channel. So I can't knock this, you know, the twin flame connection or this twin flame journey, as we call it. I can't knock that because it's helped me and it's helped many, like, and it's helped me to work with people and come out of my shell. So I'm grateful for whatever reason Spirit brought me to that situation. I'm grateful for it. So pretty much, you don't have to be with this person. You don't have to be with them right now. It doesn't have to be a romantic situation. I personally believe that twin flames are not always meant to be romantic. They can be between, you know, someone in your community, and it's just for the simple fact that you come from the same soul group, and it's a very intense connection where you both have to work on yourselves for the sake of whatever it is that you're building. It's not meant to be this fairy tale. It never is. I feel like anybody that's really dealing with that type of energy for real, knows that it's not a cakewalk. It's not a Cinderella story. It's not an obsessive. It can be obsessive sometimes because you're trying to figure out what this person is, why you're so fascinated with them and whatnot. But after that, there's no obsession. It's no sickness that comes from it, at least if that's your karma. But I don't feel like these connections are meant to be that. A lot of times you're just dealing with a heavy karmic situation, not a positive, uplifting karmic situation. You're dealing with some dark, heavy karma if you're dealing with somebody that's abusive and beating you up, someone that wants nothing to do with you. I don't feel like that's the connection. The connection has to be a mutual one. Even though me and this person, I feel like I'm talking too much. I'll get into the reading, I promise. But I feel like this is meant for me to bring these things up. Even though me and the so-called twin person that I was dealing with, even though we had this back and forth energy, we interacted all the time. And it was like it couldn't get past whatever it started off as. It was like it couldn't progress. And it was like Spirit was forcing us to heal in many different ways. I can blame them and say that they weren't doing this and it was like I'm doing everything and they're not. But that wasn't the truth at all, now that I see it. And there was a lot of times where I wasn't being forthcoming and totally open to the connection either. But it's a polarity. You both have to work together. You're going to have those pulls apart, whether it's one or the other that's pulling apart from the other, or Divine Spirit is doing it. It's never going to be a sick, toxic relationship where there's obsession, where there's abuse, that's not twin flame connection. In my opinion, of whatever we want to call it, that's not a true divine partnership. No matter what I said to this person, like I would say some crazy things that I was afraid to share, they never shut me out, ever. Even if they didn't really understand what I was telling them or get where I was coming from, they never made me feel stupid. They never called me out of my name. They never told me I was crazy. They never said, leave me alone. None of that. They were open to me. And same vice versa. Like, this person is not perfect. I'm not perfect. And never once did I ever say, oh, I can't. Unless, my standards, I can't be in a relationship with someone that does this and that. But that doesn't take away the fact that I care. So it was never a situation where they were beating my ass. And a lot of people think that that's a twin flame connection. No, it's not. abuse, someone that's calling you a bitch and calling you out of your name, and you calling them out of their name, you're cheating on them, you're not interested in them, you're running from them, you're blocking them. I hear these stories all the time. Those are not divine partnerships. Those are like a lot of heavyweight karma, dark karma that you have to clear up and cut cords. That has nothing to do with helping you progress on your journey. It does in a sense, because you have to learn certain lessons to help you, but it has nothing to do with you getting into mission, which mission is your authentic purpose, who you came here to be. So that person, I can say that this person has helped me, because like I said, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't even touch cards if I wouldn't want to know what life was about, what soul, what divine, what spirituality was about. I wouldn't have even touched any cards. I wouldn't be seeking clarity within myself and God. I wouldn't even be open to telepathy if it wasn't for this person. This craziest things, like my gifts started expanding and opening up more because of them. I wouldn't be on YouTube if it wasn't for them. So that's, and I can't give everybody, just them, all the credit, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that person, that individual, what they brought to me, what they represented in my life. And for a lot of you, I just want to say, like, yeah, these are not cakewalk connections. They're inconvenient. A lot of times you will experience the romance. Some people don't experience the romance aspects. They experience the familiar connection of each other, and they know that there's something that they have to do, and it has nothing to do with romance. It could just be, you know, our mission of what I'm here to do, and you helped me and you've inspired me to do that. It never is like always about romance. I don't believe that. I've met people that are on this journey, or, you know, call themselves twin flames, where they're not in a soulmate type of, or like, not soulmate, they're not in a romantic type of connection. It doesn't always have to be that way. That's why I say, when people think that this is meant for you just to end up with that one person at the end and it's going to be a fairy tale, that's a lie. That's a deception that you've been taught to believe in. Whatever this connection represents, it's the basis of every soul connection. Not every connection is meant to be the same. Not everyone is meant to be in your life for a lifetime. Just like friends and family come and go in your life, your love partner can come and go in your life, but they don't have to be that, if that makes sense. So this is just coming from experience. When you work with people, you see the different stories. It's not always meant to be that way. And they'll tell you, like, I know me and this person are not meant to be together like that. I don't believe it. Soulmates or twin flames are all romantic. I believe that me and this person came here to do this, doing this and that. So it's not always about that. It doesn't have to spark as a like, oh, I'm attracted to him, or oh, I'm attracted to her. It doesn't start that way for everybody. It's a soul recognition. And it's not a toxic thing. It's not this obsessive, sick thing like some people make it out to be. They take the sacredness out of a soul connection and turned it into some Romeo and Juliet sick story, or they've turned it into some single white female abusive stalkerish energy, and that's not what that's about. This connection has nothing to do with that type of energy at all. It's meant to be sacred and pure because of the two people that come together. Their souls vibrate at a strong frequency, slightly higher than they do with anybody else, and it's more of a divine thing. It exceeds past lust, is what I want to say. It exceeds past the lust, the looks of somebody and whatnot. And not to say that we don't go through those things that we have to clear and heal in these connections, you know, the lusting, and I can't date you because you're black, or I can't be with you because you're fat, or whatever the case may be. It exceeds all of that at some point. But just know, if someone that you're claiming to be your twin is very abusive towards you, or you're abusive towards them, that's not what it is. Just know that that's not what it is. And you'll be deceived along on your journey. You'll be deceived thinking that so-and-so, this person is, you know, this and that for me. They're here to do this, or you're going to get that. And the fine print with this twin flame stuff is that it brings out unhealthy things out of people. It really does. And it kind of gives people an excuse to be obsessed with people. Like, Not to say that people don't have connections to celebrities and stuff like that. I can't say that. But it does bring out that crazy, and it gives you the green light to say, oh, I must be whatever, so-and-so's twin flame because of this and because of that. And it brings out the crazy, and it brings out that stalkerish energy, and you have to be careful. Because not everybody that you have a soul connection with, or someone that you have this strong lust or attraction for, is your twin flame. I remember my little brother, his friend was always, like, every girl he would see, if he felt like some strong attraction to her, he would say something silly like, oh, that's my twin flame. And he really would believe it because the lust was so great. The lust is so great that you believe that that person is your twin flame. That's not true. Not at all. That's something you need to watch out for, because that's coming from an egotistical place. It's not coming from a divine place. Your twin flame, like I said, it doesn't have to always be romantic, but that type of vibe or that energy, that's not sacred. That's not pure at all. Not at the least bit. And this is just my experience. Everybody's is going to be different. I might have some people that, you know, some twin flame Bible thumpers that tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. But this is coming from my experience. And I've worked with many people, by the way. So I can say that I can do these readings because I know what I'm talking about from my standpoint, my experiences, and my own journey. So you can say whatever you want to say. The twin flame concept itself has become very diluted. It convoluted, or if that's even the right word. It's become very, it's lost its sacredness. In the beginning, I kind of understood where everyone was going with it, but then it became a romantic novel, and then it started to become into a sick, what is it called? 50 Shades of Grey type of vibe to it, where it was abusive connections, it was obsessions, it was stalking, it was lack of self-worth and self-esteem. You know, it reared its ugly head. It was very down, you know, very lower vibrational. And you can say the 5D is all that matters. No, it doesn't. We don't all live in the 5D. And if we do, we don't live in the 5D all day, every day. It's impossible. You live here also. So whatever this person is showing you down here, you better snap up and wake up. Like, you might believe, oh, in the 5D they love me, and they're telling me they love me, and they're sending me these messages, but down here they're beating your ass, or they're blocking you on Facebook, or they're calling you bitches and calling you stupid. My friend, I'm not going to say her name because you guys might know her, but she had a situation where a guy was trying to convince her that he was her twin flame, and he was very, very sick and lower vibrational. He would call her evil and tell her she was demonic, or not demonic, but she was evil, and her guides are just demonic beings, and he tried to convince her. And this twin flame stuff is I feel like some of it is coming from a negative entity, a lower vibration. Someone capitalized off of a concept that was meant. I don't like the word twin flame. It's for a reason. There's a energy behind it that I don't like, which is why I don't say it. You can tell, oh, it's the passion and the burn and the pull, like whatever. That's what you want to call it. Besides that, the flame part, there's something about this connection, the energy behind it. When you say certain words, it gives a vibration off. Whenever I hear that word, I used to hate saying the word twin flame, or calling somebody a twin, or my twin, or saying I'm a twin. I hated saying that because something about it has a lower vibration to it. It doesn't sit well with me. I hate to go off on a tangent. I'm going to read, I promise. But sometimes spirit just they make me say things. So I have to do it. And I don't always feel comfortable sharing my personal experience, which is why I know that this is not me that wants to do this. So I'm just going to say whatever I'm guided to say. That's just how it goes. You can hate it or you can like it, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's meant to help somebody out there. That's all that it matters. But it has a negative vibration, and my guides were telling me a year ago, or 2 years ago actually, to stop using that term for a reason. And every time I hear it, somebody has taken this connection and added a title to it and put energies behind it in these so-called stages. And I feel like that's where the impurity came in. And that's where all of the crazy came out. The reason why a lot of people are attracted to this is because everyone wants love. Everybody's seeking that love. And a lot of us that are seeking love from another person, it comes from a codependent place. If you realize my twin, our mission, it's never about, it's almost like you forget that you're an individual at some point with this. And that's where the sickness comes in. And if it's a true connection, this person helps you to break free of all of that. But if this person brings you lower and lower into that codependency to where you can't get out, into that devil energy, that's why I always say, I love the Lovers and the Devil card when they come out together, because it tells me that there's two separate energies of a connection. There's that higher vibration, that sacred energy in the Lovers, and there's that lower vibrational, lusty, obsessive energy in the Devil, which a lot of people are trying to capitalize and say that that's what they're experiencing as a twin flame. And very well, yeah, because you're calling it a twin flame, and the twin flame energy is very much perverted now, or it has been. Whoever put the energy behind it, it's perverted. It's not pure, or at least now it's not. It's become this obsessive religion. It's bringing out the crazy and codependent energy in people. It's keeping people stuck. People have committed suicide because of this. People have stayed in abusive relationships, very toxic relationships. It's keeping someone up at night, obsessed and stalking someone, or, you know, allowing someone to degrade you. That's the type of energy that this has brought out in a lot of people, which is why I say you have to read the fine print with anything that you start to believe in. Especially with this new age stuff, there is deception in it, because it's taken a lot of ancient traditions and belief systems and kind of made it its own. And a lot of people that are coming into their spiritual awareness are getting sucked into some of the ideologies, and I don't believe that everything that's put out is of the Most High. Sometimes the people that are behind the new age, like they bring out certain things. You have to be very, very discerning, you guys. And it's not to scare you, but that's why it's very important that you connect with your higher self, and you connect with your own guides at whom you trust and love, because you can get lost in anything and lost in anybody if you allow yourself to. You're powerful, so you allow it. It's not that you're under the mercy of some evil energy or somebody else. You allow it. You allow the energy to consume you. And I just want to say that I've had a couple of accounts with two different people that claim that they were my twin flame just simply because they were obsessed with me. And it's not a healthy thing. And being on the recipient end of it, I can say to myself, like, just because someone thinks that doesn't mean that it's true, that we're twin flames. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, like, where are you getting this from? Like, why would you believe that? One of them was like a cool friend of mine, like a girl, and I was like, why would you think that? Like, what would I give you that makes you believe that? And hers was a romantic reason. I could see if it was like, yeah, we're twin flames on a level where we got to do this, you know, this healing magic, or we got to do this healing for feminine energy. We got to empower everyone, and we got to do this in the spiritual community, help people. I can get that, but the whole, like, it became sexual and perverted. So that's why I say that this twin flame stuff, you have to read the fine print, because you got to check your motives, you got to check your desires. And then there's someone else that's just obsessed, and that just isn't normal. And at some point you will feel like you're obsessed, but the difference is you interact with this person day to day, and the connection is mutual to an extent. This, like I said, the person whom I interacted with, they never shunned me out. It was never like, this person, I said some weird things I'd be afraid to tell people, and this person never once was like, don't talk to me ever again, or, oh, you're crazy. When that happens, you know that it's not mutual, and that's in any type of connection. Boyfriend or girlfriend, friends. Like, if you have friends that don't like certain things that you're into, when they judge you for it, like I have friends make fun of me because I like crystals, and oh, you're weird, I don't know what guy would want to talk to you, and oh, that's lame, you don't do that, oh, you don't party, you don't do this, oh, that's lame. And those are not your soul tribe. Those are not your true sacred connections. Those are not it. Even in romantic partnerships, I had a partner that stirred me away from wanting to do fashion, telling me I was whack and I couldn't do it, and blah, blah, blah. Those are not it. And a lot of people are excusing it because either they've had sex with this person, and you get lost in sex. I've already spoke about sexual exchanges with people. I've already talked about that, how deep that is. And I'm not just taking it out of my ass. I can say from experience, I know that that's real. Like, you can get sucked in. A person can have you by, you know, by a thread just because of that sexual energy that you've exchanged with each other, and the sexual positions and the mindsets that you're both in. You know, though, if it's not a sacred connection, you'll get stuck and caught up in that devil energy with somebody. Let me find that card. I'm going to show you this card, you guys. You can get caught up in all of that stuff. And a lot of people that have sex with the person that they believe to be their twin flame, which is why they can't get over them. They can't let them go. They let this person disrespect them time and time again. They let this person control their energy, cheat on them, lie to them, have somebody else on the side, and they'll still stick around and say and open their legs for that person later on. That's a deep, lower level karmic energy. Anybody that's bringing out the crazy out of you, that's a karmic energy that you need to clear out within yourself. We have to, and that's another thing about these connections. We all want to point the finger at the other person. Either we want to point the finger at the other person and demonize them, or so we don't have to look at our own shit, or we either put this person on a pedestal. It goes both ways. It's both equally sick. If you look at this card, you see this? It's the lust that drives you and carries you and makes you believe, because this is like the polar opposites of the Lovers to me. So it makes you believe that it's this and it's really not that. So you always got to be careful. Anyway, getting into the reading, because I don't want to get lost in this, because I did this last time when I thought I was doing a reading and Spirit just had me just talking and talking. It was crazy. So I'm going to stop. Please stop. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking at the Isis energy. So this, however this resonates, whether it's you, and both sides may resonate with you, actually. So there's a lot of energy with, like, I feel like right now you're more patient than ever with yourself as far as trying to figure out what it is that you truly deserve and desire for yourself right now. That's what you're working on, I feel. And Spirit has got you at this place where you're not in a rush as you used to. It's like sometimes we get very caught up in wanting to manifest right here and right now, and we get antsy. But right now, you're not in a rush to make anything happen. It's like, you know that there's divine timing involved in your life, and you're just allowing yourself to heal, I feel. You're focusing on you, and there's a lot of taking back your love and your power, because a lot of times we give our energy out to everybody, and it comes from a place of love most of the time, and we get used by some people. We attract, especially as an empath, we attract people that don't necessarily have our best interests at heart, and we can come to a point where we're lost, or we feel stripped of our energy. And I feel like now it's like we're taking back that power energetically and putting it back towards ourselves. As far as the this energy, I feel like it's a little bit of a conflict to figure out whether or not this is just a temporary contract with somebody, I feel, or multiple people in your life. I feel like this Libra season definitely has a lot of people contemplating their partnerships and relationships with people in their lives, family, romantic partners, maybe specifically a person that you thought was a divine partner. You're trying to figure all of that out right now. Sorry. You're trying to figure all of that out right now. And it's very conflicting to figure it out, why this is happening or why this connection is falling the way it is. And some of you may be calling back past situations, past friendships, past lovers, past enemies, people you thought were gone, things that you thought things were settled with. It's not. Or, you know, you might have had a peaceful peaceful connection with someone, and it's now turned sour. So it's like there's things being readjusted right now. Contracts are either ending, or there's unfinished business that you need to attend to. And I feel like there's a little bit of confliction with this, trying to figure it out. A little bit of restlessness also. But right now, Spirit is telling you that you need to get grounded because you don't want to lose your power in this situation. You don't want to lose your power to anyone or anything. You have the ability to, I feel like you can call on Archangel Michael right now too. If you feel like it's time to cut these cords, most definitely, as you're trying to figure it out, if this connection with this friend, this family member, this and that person, this enemy, this loved one, this love interest, partner, whatever, if it needs to be cut at this time, and call Archangel Michael to help you. And you want to work on your lower chakras because you need that power, you need that stability. And it's like Spirit's trying to give you the inspiration, or the Emperor. Yeah, take your power back. I don't know why I said the Emperor, but take your power back so that you can have the inspiration to move forward and move on in your life, because there's a new dawn, there's a new beginning that you can't see right now. You might be able to feel it energetically. For a lot of you right now, you don't see that there's love around the corner. For some of you, you might be at a point where you don't have anything or anyone in your life, and you're just dealing with the memories of a past love relationship or past friendships where they disappointed you. And at this point, you might feel kind of helpless to the fact that you might believe you can't manifest true love in your life, or you can't have people that really love you in your life, which is not true. It's not true at all. Spirit is saying love is around the corner, whether that be romance or whether that be just deep bonds with people. It's around the corner, and you can't see it, and I feel like you're trying to deny it because you don't want it to be too good to be true. So you're kind of playing yourself. Okay? As far as like where this other person is, whoever this is that you're connecting with on a deep level, this person is also working on healing some things. They're dealing with codependency. They're dealing with the need for attention. You know, this person may be into like quick ego strokes and attention from people out there, whether this is male or female. You know, some males seek validation from women, or they seek validation from their peers, so they do things out of character. Women do the same thing, you know, showing off their bodies, or, you know, acting hard and tough and whatnot. Sorry, might not be meant for me to upload this because there's too many distractions. But I feel like this person is in need of healing. They seek a lot of validation outside of themselves, and it's just quick attention. And it could be from like partners, sexual partners, why they might have been someone who has a lot of, they have a lot of admirers, or they have a lot of people that they sleep with, and they do it, you know, for quick victories and successes, and feeling like they're getting attention that they deserve. And this is something that Spirit is trying to help them to heal. Like, this is something that they need to take control over. They need to get help with this. Also, this person has a hard time with manifesting, I feel, what they want. They might speak against their desires a lot. They might not believe in themselves. I feel like this person suffers from a low self-esteem. As far as like what they can manifest and what they can bring in, I feel this person has a very powerful ability to affirm and manifest whatever they want. They could. But this person just doesn't try. They don't believe it. This person's throat chakra may be blocked. They may talk very negatively, or they might just talk very negative about their situation, about their dreams or goals, or try to downplay them or talk down on their desires. So this is something that they really need to heal. And, you know, they have real desires, but they choose the quick ones, the quick schemes, the quick, fast attentions from others, you know, something that doesn't really fulfill them or lift them up. They choose those quick things, those quick fulfillments. And I also feel like this person, because due to this connection, there's a lot of healing that they're taking in. as well. And it's helping them to honor their feelings and open their heart much more, to find balance within what they feel, and just to honor their feelings. Like I said, this connection helps them with that. Right now, there's a lot of blockages mentally on their end. Like, they're just thinking way too much. They just think way too much. And it blocks them a lot of the times, like their anxieties and their fears and stuff. There's a lot of blockages. They may, come across as like blocked off and hostile towards you and other people, like ready to cut someone's head off. And it comes from a lot of fears and a lot of anxieties and a lack of trust within themselves. So they don't know who to trust. I feel like this person is not speaking because they don't trust you, or they don't trust anybody right now, or they're just all in their head, and they're trying to block things out as much as possible. So I pulled an Isis card, and it's the past life present power card, if you can see it. And it says the many spiritual faces of you. So this is past life energy. Like I was saying, when I first started talking about this, I don't know where I was getting at with that. I don't know why that was brought up, but maybe it was helpful to somebody. But the past life energy is present, and that's what's overseeing this. So it's definitely a past life connection, and it may be still playing out in the physical in some way between you and this person. So I actually want to look at what the book says. I know this reading is long, if you can hang with me. So it says, when the soul is growing in service to humanity, the service to the great feminine, and her call that all beings be healed and free, it gathers internal resources to assist on the path. The resources include powers and gifts from other lifetimes. You are currently integrating past life abilities, and you are guided by the oracle of past life present power to be open to shifting internally and your experience of your own levels of power and spiritual ability. So it's pretty long, and I'm not going to get into it, but definitely, if you like to recite this affirmation that they leave here, or the prayer that they leave here, you can. It says, I call back to me, through unconditional love and grace, the past life energy that fills the situation and place. Let my past and present life ability help me reach my highest destiny. I call for clarity, insight, and peace, a place of empowerment I now reach. Okay, so that was the reading, you guys. I know I went off on a tangent. Some of you might have been able to hang. Some of you may have not been able to hang. But there was a reason, I guess, why I had to do that. And I hope that this was helpful in some way, and it resonates with you. So it's really important that you attend to your energy as well, and not so much of the other person. I feel like that's the lesson that a lot of people are learning. That no matter what you try, and no matter what you do, to change the situation, you can only do so much to heal another person. They have to be willing to do it for themselves, and you have to heal yourself for the sake of yourself, not for the sake of the others. But what Isis teaches us is she believed in her ability to bring her partner back together. It's not so much about Osiris. I don't really believe that. I feel like her principle is she believed in her own ability and power and healing to bring things back together. She believed in herself. That's the key. She believed in herself. It wasn't like, I'll believe in myself if I can have my partner, or I believe that he'll come back together because he has the power to. No, she believed in herself, that she had that ability to bring back her lover because she believed in herself. And that's why she succeeded in what she wanted to do. So that goes with anything in life that you want to heal or bring back together. If it's coming from a pure, authentic place, and not a place of codependency or a place of, low intentions, obviously. So I hope that resonates with you guys. Much love. Peace.